Thank you, Allie. And to get this notification off your screen, just go ahead and click got it, and then you'll be able to see the screen again there. Okay, before we go ahead and log into Heartland Hub, we're going to review a couple quick reminders for everyone related to login. So I'm going to go ahead and get us over to the next PowerPoint slide here. So a couple things to note. So a Heartland Hub account will be created for contacts who need access in order to place the orders, submit monthly service statistics, and also pay invoices. Each user will have a unique login to the system. If you do not have a unique file on us, a unique email, on file with us, please go ahead and contact our agency customer service team at orders@twoharvest.org. I will just note we did go ahead and send out user credentials yesterday. So if you did not receive an email from us that said user credentials and have an email and password in there, please go ahead and email us at orders@twoharvest.org to ensure that you have a login for Heartland Hub on Monday. So the primary contact for your program will continue to receive all order confirmations. And like I mentioned, user credentials were emailed out yesterday. And also in that communication were included approved delivery day or days in your delivery window for each individual program that you are working with. And another quick note, the Heartland Hub website link was not included in that communication, but we will be sending out a mass communication on Monday, April 4th with the official Heartland Hub is live. Here's the link and you can access and go in and shop now. We weren't able to share out the link quite yet with the user credentials because we don't want folks yet logging in. So look for that email on Monday morning with the link to Heartland Hub. Okay, so I am going to get us over to Heartland Hub then so we can go ahead and log in here. So when you initially log in, this is going to be your screen here that you are taken to. You will have an email and password to log in. And as a note, you do have the ability to change your password if you forget it for whatever reason. So if you forget your password or need to reset it, you just go ahead and click the hyperlink below under login, and the system will guide you through how to reset your password. I'm going to go ahead and log in here. All right, so a couple things that I want to draw everyone's attention to when you initially log in. So this is our home screen or the main screen that you will see when you are logging into the system. And here in the middle of the screen is the message board or announcement. So this will be similar to Agency Express, where we will post any pertinent information for our partners, whether it's related to any upcoming closures we have for holidays, any quick reminders related to ordering, or different communications we have going on. And for reference, we just put in our training sessions that we have for Heartland Hub and also the training materials as well. So this is the message board and the main landing screen. There are, as you can see, different tabs up at the top here, and we will go over each of these tabs throughout our training session as well this morning. So if you click on the tab Agency Zone, that is a direct link over to Agency Zone, where we do have, all of our training materials and just a bunch of partnership information as well. Under User Guides, this is where all of our user guides are also listed for Heartland Hub. So user guides are listed out on Agency Zone under our training page, and then also here under the user guides once you get logged in. So we have both tutorials that walk you through step-by-step, as well as some training videos as a quick reference as well. And then contact us, that is a direct hyperlink to our customer service email account, to orders@twoharvest.org. So if you click on that, that will be a direct link to that email address. And then if you scroll down to the bottom, you also have our contact information listed here. So again, the email address and the phone numbers. We have our customer service business hours and also the pickup hours at our Brooklyn Park location as well. So I'm going to navigate us back to the home screen, and a couple of other things to note. You will see here in the top right hand corner, when you click select agency, you're able to select the program that you want to be placing an order for, paying an invoice for, and or entering your monthly service statistics. So any account that you are associated with will populate as a drop-down menu here. So for the purposes of today, we're going to go ahead and use the ABC Food Shelf account. So I'm going to click on that option there. And you can see once I click on that, it will refresh the screen. And you'll see that up in the top left corner, excuse me, top right corner, once it gets back to loading here, you'll see that here. So it'll say you're shopping for and then the account name. So I just want to point that out for reference. And now we're under the program account. So when you click on program account, you'll then be brought into this screen here where you have a couple different options, and we'll review all of these options as well. So the unsubmitted orders, what you'll find here is any unsubmitted order for your program. And just a quick note related to this, it is an unsubmitted order is reserved for a 24-hour period or until the order deadline, whichever comes first. So if for whatever reason you are shopping and you're not ready to fully place your order yet, and or you may need to step away from your computer, your unsubmitted order will be saved here for reference for you. After the 24 hours, the order will automatically be deleted and returned to stock. So you can use this unsubmitted order page if you would like to continue shopping under that current order. So just as a reference there, order history, that's where all submitted orders can be found and reviewed. And we will review that once we go in and place an order and also go through editing an order. The invoice and statements tabs here are related to paying invoices and also monthly statements. So again, we will review both of those when we go through our test case this morning. Our return policy is just our returns policy that's displayed here. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to our customer service team related to that. Service statistics, again, we will review this during our test case, but this is where you would enter in your monthly service statistics each month. You can both enter it in and also view a history of what you have previously submitted as well. And then additionally, under our reports tab, we do have some reporting functionality available in our new system that we are very excited about. So the different reports that we have are listed here. So you can download and export 3 different reports. So the first one here is related to service statistics. And you can just give me 1 second here. I'm just going to go ahead and mute to get rid of some of the background noise there. All right, there we go. So like I was mentioning, the first report is related to service statistics. So if you'd like to download and get an Excel file or a CSV file of your service statistics that you've previously entered, you can do so by entering the start date. So selecting the year and month, and then same for end date, and then click on download. And you can do the same for agency sales summary and also agency sales report as well. And just a note, these reports will be directly linked to all activity happening in Heartland Hub. So if for whatever reason you need some reporting of statistics previous that were submitted in Agency Express, just continue to reach out to our customer service team and we can get you that information. But we do have that reporting functionality that will go live on Monday. So we are very excited for that. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and jump into some of our different test cases that we're going to be reviewing this morning. And first, I'm just going to draw us back to the PowerPoint, and we're going to share a couple reminders related to ordering. So before we go through placing a test order, so orders can be started up to 10 business days in advance of delivery or pickup and edited until the order deadline, which is 2:30 p.m. 2 business days prior to delivery or pickup. Orders are not processed until they are fully submitted in the system. So like I was mentioning, under that unsubmitted orders section, that order would not be processed because it hasn't been submitted to us for processing. Again, like I mentioned, that friendly reminder about unsubmitted orders and the duration that it's there for you to edit or continue shopping. And then all orders for delivery or pickup must meet the 500-pound minimum requirement for submission. And just a quick note related to this, in our previous ordering system, Agency Express, the system did allow you to go ahead and place orders under 500 pounds. And then it was a manual process for our customer service team to manage and look at during order processing and reviewing. And then we would send out, those friendly reminders to partners related to the minimum requirement. So this will now be an automated process within Heartland Hub. And we do recognize that this is a bit of a change from our previous system. So we're happy to talk through this with any partners if you have any potential concerns related to this and how it'll affect your program ordering. We are, like I said, more than happy to talk that through with you. So please feel free to reach out to our customer service team and we can walk you through that. Another thing to note, only one order may be placed for each day. If the order needs to be updated, the order may be edited. And I do want to stress that items in your cart are reserved throughout both the shipping and editing process. So there's no cause for concern if you are editing your order that you would lose any inventory that you already have in your cart. It is reserved throughout that whole process, and you can edit your order an unlimited amount of times. There's no restriction related to that with editing. And then on the shopping list, only items that are available, you'll see populate on that inventory list once you go ahead and select your delivery and or pickup day. And then if you want to view additional produce items, we encourage you to kind of go back in a couple days prior to that order deadline to also add additional fresh product onto your order as well. So on that note of produce, we're going to also share a couple quick reminders related to produce ordering as well. So starting with this upcoming Monday, all produce that partners were previously receiving through our case counted subscription program will now be available on Heartland Hub for ordering. And just a note, we did send an email out to programs who were on our case counted produce subscription in early March. So that was previously communicated out, but if you do have any questions related to that, again, you can reach out to us related to that. When ordering, you will be able to see all produce that is available for shipment when you are shopping. So all partners will have the ability to pick and choose the variety and quantities that you would like to go ahead and add onto your orders. So we're really excited to move our case counted subscription program onto Heartland Hub so partners can now add produce onto their orders. And we do recommend, like I mentioned, that you check the shopping list 3 to 4 days prior to your appointment to add any additional produce onto your order as well. And another quick note, if your program is a part of our yearly bulk produce subscription, we will continue to place your standing orders of produce pallets for you. And then just another quick note related to next week, we will have a more of a limited, heartier variety of our produce available, but please look forward to shopping our full produce inventory in the following weeks once we go ahead and move through our conversion timeline as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and move us back over to Heartland Hub here, and we're going to go ahead and place a test order. So I'm currently under the program that I would like to be shopping for, so I'm going to go ahead and click on New Order. And there's a couple different things that you'll see here on the screen. So again, the list that you see on the drop-down menu is also the same list that you will see here. So these are all of the program accounts that I'm currently set up for to be a shopper or have access to. So a couple things to note, you'll see some different information related to balances and credits and also status. So I do want to point out a couple quick things related to status. So monthly service statistics, as you know, are due the 10th of the following month. So for example, January service statistics would be due February 10th. If for whatever reason you don't enter the service statistics by the 10th of the month, your program will automatically go on a hold, and it'll look like this within the system where it says overdue, and the reason is client service statistics. Once you go ahead and enter those service statistics, it will automatically update and you are able to move forward with ordering. So just note that you will be able to see the reasoning if for whatever reason your account is on hold for service statistics. And you can see here for our ABC food shelf, the status is active, and I do have the button to be able to order. And like I mentioned, once you would enter in those service statistics, that order button would appear for you as well. Another quick note related to this blocked status here, specifically for this ABC Summer Produce Program. So the block status is used for programs who don't need to order under that specific account, but they still report statistics underneath it. And for seasonal produce programs, so those are those programs who typically, run anywhere from May to October and receive pallets of produce from us, your program account would be set to blocked, and you'll be able to enter your monthly service statistics and review those internal produce orders that Second Harvest is placing for you. And we can show you what that looks like underneath the order history tab as well. So we are going to go ahead and move forward and click on order to go ahead and order for the ABC food shelf. And now we're going to be brought to the appointment calendar here. So there's a couple of different things to note as well. So as I previously mentioned, orders can be started up to 10 business days in advance of delivery and pickup, and also edited until the order deadline, which is 2:30 p.m. 2 business days prior. So what you will want to do is for a select appointment type, you can click on either delivery or pickup. So we're going to go ahead and click on delivery for testing. And then we're going to want to go ahead and click on the Brooklyn Park warehouse for the area. So once you click both of those options, the calendar here will change, and you'll start to see a couple different things. So if it is gray, that means that you're unable to place an order for that specific day. What will populate in white are when you can place an order. So your program's approved delivery day or days will populate as options for you in order to schedule an appointment. So for example, if your program is approved for Monday, Wednesday, Friday delivery, you would see Monday, Wednesday, Friday as options within the system. So as you can see for this specific program that I'm under today, my approved delivery days are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I have those 4 options that populate. If I already have a order placed for that day, it will populate as green, and I would be able to edit that order if I wanted to make any changes, if it was before the order deadline. If anything is highlighted in this teal color, it's a holiday. So that would be when Second Harvest Heartland is closed and orders can't be placed for that specific day. And I did just want to, another quick note related to the approved delivery days and when it populates as white. So for example, if your program only receives a delivery once a month or twice a month, for example, if you're on like a first or third Tuesday, all of those Tuesdays would populate for you to order under. You would just want to be mindful that you're placing it for the correct week. And if you have any questions related to that, we can walk you through that as well. I just wanted to make a quick note. So if I am looking at the calendar here and I scroll over and click on a date that's outside of the 10 business days from today, you will receive a scheduling error message, and it populates up here and it says scheduling error. Please choose an appointment within the order window, and then it will give you the 10 business days. So from today, the 10 business days would be April 4th through the 15th. So we're going to want to go ahead and select something within that specific date range. And you can see I already have a couple other test orders placed for this specific program. So we're going to go ahead and place an order for April 8th. And once I go ahead and click on that selected day, this will populate that you can go ahead and begin your order. So I'm going to click on begin order. And it'll bring us into our shopping list. So a couple different things that I want to pull everyone's attention to. So each item, as you can see here, is listed with an item ID, a photo if applicable. If there is a photo associated with a specific item, the photo icon would populate there as an option for you to click on and view. So for example, for these lentil beans, if we click on the photo icon, it'll come up as a pop-up screen. And this is just a stock photo. It's something we're using just as an example for training, but this would typically be a photo of the actual item in our warehouse facility. So just a quick reference related to that. Then you can see description. Pack size is listed in the description. We have unit of measure, category, weight, price, maximum quantity, and action. And then over here on the left-hand side, we have a couple different filter options as well. So you can narrow things down by item category. So if you're only wanting to look for very specific things that are either donated or purchased, or if you are a TFAP approved program, you can also filter specifically by TFAP product. If you want to only look at specific product categories, you also have the ability to do that as well by selecting on the specific category. Here under on-site, if your program is approved, is a meal program or approved for on-site product, you would see a yes as an option. But since I am under the food shelf account today for training, we see that no, I wouldn't be able to shop for on-site only items. You can also filter by storage requirements, so refrigerated, dry, and freezer. So there are those filter options as well. And there is also the search functionality up at the top here under the magnifying glass. So we're going to walk through a couple different things and add some things to our cart. So for example, if I wanted to just look at donated product, I'm going to go ahead and click on donated here. And then the system will load and then it'll populate the donated product. So you'll see once you go ahead and click on that, it'll bold out here on the side, and it'll also populate here of what you have it narrowed by, for an example. So as we look at the inventory list, if we wanted to add, some different items on, you have the option to do one of two things. You can click in directly to the quantity. You can type something in here, or you can use the arrow functionality to increase or decrease the quantity that you want to add to your order. So I'm going to go ahead and add a couple cases of this PetSmart dog food onto my order. And once I have the quantity entered, I'm going to want to go ahead and click on the cart icon there to then add it to my cart. And you will receive a notification that says successfully added to your cart. If you want to view your cart from here, you can click on that button here in the notification or up at the top. But we're going to go ahead and continue to add some additional things onto our order. So we can let's add about 5 cases of sweet potatoes. So I'm going to add that to my cart as well. Now, if we wanted to search for something else, I can go ahead and clear this filter out by clicking on clear all here or clicking the X button. So we're going to click clear all. Now, if I wanted to search for an item specifically, either by the item ID or description, I can click on the magnifying glass up here, and then I can enter in that description. So if I wanted to search for milk, I can type that in and click go. And then the system will populate anything that has milk associated with it in the description. So if I wanted to go ahead and add some canned coconut milk, I could do so by, again, either clicking into this or using the arrows. So we'll add some canned coconut milk, and we can go ahead and add some of the Grant milk as well. And another thing to note, so when you see quantity and max quantity here, max quantity is the quantity available for your specific appointment date. So as you can see, we have our delivery date for April 8th. So this is currently the maximum quantity available for that specific day for the Grant milk. Now, if we do have a limit on a specific product, for example, if we had a limit on our T-fat milk and we had that you could only order 5, you would see that 5 would be the max orderable quantity there. So for example, if I try to order over the maximum quantity, if we wanted to try and order 852 cases of this purchased milk, you will receive this message here that says you have exceeded the max orderable quantity for this item and it has been reduced. It'll automatically reduce it down to the maximum quantity available. If you would like to go ahead and add that quantity, you can then click on the cart icon. But if we don't want to do that, we can just simply delete that out of here or decrease what we would actually want to add on to our order. So I will add that on. Then to clear out the filter, you'll just want to click back in and click the X button. And then it will populate back to the full shopping list. Now, if we wanted to look for some produce to add that onto our order, we can also filter by that as well. And we can go ahead and add some cases of cabbage onto our order. The other thing I did want to also point out for some filtering functionality, you are able here under this drop-down menu, you can filter by low to high or high to low for pricing options. So if we exit out of our produce filter and we're back on the main page and click on high to low, you will then see that the list would update and you would see that here, for example. If there are numerous pages of inventory, you will see the pages up here at the top that you can then scroll over by either clicking on the number and or using the arrows that's up here at the top and the bottom as well. relevance right now, it doesn't currently search for something. It just brings you back to the initial shopping list. So I did just want to quickly point that out as well. So let's see if there are any other things we want to add on to our order. Maybe let's add some different TFAP items here. And another quick note, so one change from Agency Express is there isn't the add all to cart up at the top there, or excuse me, down at the bottom like it was in Agency Express. So to add each individual item, you do need to go ahead and click that add to cart icon. So I did just want to mention that as an option as well to make sure everyone understands that. So we'll go ahead and add those items on. Now, if I'm at the point in my shopping where I'm done and or I want to view what's currently in my cart, I can click on the view cart button here at the top. And it's just loading for us here. This will bring us into kind of a summary page of our cart. So there's a couple different things I want to point out for everyone. So up here at the top, it again has your appointment date. It has the total items as far as like how many different items, not the total quantity up there as well. It has your agency name and program that you're shopping for. It has the estimated weight and total, as well as the appointment type and where it's shipping out of. So here you'll see a couple different things. If you want to continue shopping, getting you back to the inventory page, you can go ahead and click continue shopping. If you want to cancel this appointment for whatever reason, you can go ahead and click cancel appointment. And if we want to proceed with checking out, we can go ahead and click the checkout button. And I do just want to point out, you will see this note populate up here at the top that says your order will not be processed until you check out. So right here, we haven't yet checked out. So we would want to proceed and click on check out. You will also just receive the friendly reminder to verify that your weight that you have in your cart does meet the 500-pound minimum. So we can see here from the estimated weight up at the top that we do meet that. You can edit your cart from this page if you realize like that you wouldn't want 10 cases of cabbage. If we wanted to decrease that to 8, we can go ahead and do that here, and you would receive that green message that says it's been updated. If you want to remove anything from your cart from here, you can also do that by clicking on the little trash can icon. So if we wanted to remove these TFAP green beans, I can go ahead and click remove. It'll say, are you sure you want to remove these selected items? And you can go ahead and click yes. And then the cart will update, and both the weight and total will also update as well. And you will receive that message that says it has been removed from your list. So from here, we can go ahead and move to the checkout screen. So I'm going to go ahead and click checkout. And this will bring us into the checkout screen. So again, it's a order summary screen where you can see all of the items that you have on your cart here. It'll populate pertinent information up at the top again for you. If your appointment type is selected for a delivery, your shipping address will also populate up here at the top. If it is a pickup order, the shipping address would not populate. So again, all of the items pulled in. You'll see here, payment method is invoice. There's not an option to not have it set to invoice. So I did just want to point that out. It'll default to invoice, and you can leave that as is. If you need to edit your cart, you can click edit cart. And again, it would bring you back to the shopping list so you could edit your cart. The total before fees, this is the total before any applicable fees would be applied. So for example, a delivery fee, that's what that means there under total before fees. Now down here at the bottom, the delivery receiver information. So you want to go ahead and enter the person who would be on site the day of for this specific delivery, and or the pickup person for this order. So this person would want to be present for the order and or be able to be contacted by our driver if for whatever reason the driver shows up to your location and no one is there to receive the delivery. So this is really a day of contact. This is information you enter for every order. So if your contact person changes order to order, you are able to update that here and enter in new information. So I'm going to go ahead and enter in my information here. For the mobile phone number, it does need to be a 10-digit phone number, and you don't need to add the dashes here. So I'm going to go ahead and enter my fake phone number. and then also type in my email address. And just a note for the email address, it does need to have the @ symbol for the format. So I'm going to go ahead and enter that in here. If for whatever reason I accidentally add a couple extra numbers on the mobile phone number and try to click place order, I will get an error message that says, please enter a valid 10-digit number. So I'd want to go ahead and just update that here for reference. So again, you'll see that error message kind of populate 3 different places for you. So it'll really call your attention to you have to fix something in order to move forward with placing the order. So I'm going to go ahead and update that and then click on place order again. And let me double check. I might have not. I've updated it here. There we go. Okay. Now I can click on place order and you'll see it says processing. And again, since we are in our sandbox environment, the loading time is a little bit longer, but just to note, it will load faster once we move into our actual live environment for the system. Okay, so then once the order is successfully placed, you will be brought to this confirmation page. So it says, thank you for shopping with us. It'll say the sales order number, and it'll also let you know you'll receive an email confirmation. And then 1 business day prior to your order, you'll get another order confirmation that has your delivery window information in there as well. So once you get this screen, you can go ahead and navigate away from this page. So if we wanted to click on continue shopping, it would bring us back to the home screen here. So now, for whatever reason, if we want to edit the order we just placed or edit an existing order that we already have, we're going to walk everyone through that test case as well. So I'm going to go ahead and navigate us under program account here. That's where that information lives. Okay, so again, order history, that has all of the submitted orders for your specific program. So as you can see from this screen, we have quite a few different test orders that we have placed for this specific program. We can see the order that I just placed for the 8th, that does populate here. If we wanted to go ahead and edit that order, I would click on the sales order number. So I'm going to click on that here. And a couple different things to note about this specific page once you click into the sales order. So first, this page can be printed for reference. So you can click on the print icon and it would bring you to a PDF that you can then print out of your order. It does have pertinent information related to that specific order. So appointment, date, the weight, pricing is over here as well. And again, if you want to cancel this order for whatever reason, you can go ahead and cancel that order. If you want to edit this order, we can then click on edit order and it'll bring us into editing the order. If it is past the order deadline, you wouldn't be able to have that editing order functionality. So just a quick note of that. So I will go ahead and click edit order to get us into our shopping list here so we can edit our order and walk us through that. So a couple different things to note. As you can see, this is a different screen from when we are initially shopping. So a couple different things to point out. Everything that you currently have on order will be under the items, the ordered items up here at the top. So it will pull in the product category, the category and storage type, as well as the other similar columns that we had on the other screen for reference, because as you can see, we don't have those filter options here. We are currently working with our developer to update this to make it the same shopping experience as when you initially place an order with us. So it is a priority for us to have that be the same shopping experience when someone is initially placing an order with us as when they are editing. But for right now, this is how the system currently stands. So a couple different things to note. If you want to quickly change anything related to your order that you already have, you can do so. Again, similar to on our shopping page by clicking into the quantity and increasing that here. And again, you'll receive a little note that says item updated successfully. If you want to remove anything from your order, you can simply click on the X button there. So if we wanted to remove this purchase milk, I can click on the exit button and then, or excuse me, the X button, and then it will delete from my order. So if we wanted to search for additional things or look to see what else is on inventory, what you can do is you have two options. You can use the search functionality here, similar to the other page, or you can simply scroll down to see the list of inventory. And just a quick note, what you currently have on order, again, populates up here at the top and then does initially populate again under the catalog items for reference. So it does kind of live in both spots. I would say it's easier to just quickly edit it up here at the top versus here at the category items. So if we wanted to look for some additional items here and add some lentil beans on, what I would do is I would click into the quantity button there, and I would use the arrow functionality like I showed, or you can type into it, and again, you do get that successful message that said it's been added to your cart. So if I wanted to continue to add items, I can do so by again scrolling and using that little arrow button there. And if you scroll back up to the top, you will also see that that product is added onto your order. So again, if you wanted to change anything from there, you could do so quickly at the top again, increase the quantities and or remove anything from your order. Now, if you're wanting to search for anything specific, like if we wanted to see, do we have any apples on inventory? If there are any apples, it would populate here if the term apple is in the description. So a couple different things pull in from this drop-down menu. So it will pull in the description, the pack size, the unit of measure, the weight, and also the price. If there was also a photo associated with that specific item, it would also populate in the thumbnail here for reference. So if we wanted to go ahead and add some apples, I can click on that and it'll automatically populate the item ID here. And for quantity, if I wanted to add a couple different cases, I can then click add item and you would see that it then populates up here at the top. So at this point in time, if we are done editing our order, what we want to do in order to save this is a critical step. You need to scroll all the way down to the bottom and click on submit order changes. So we're going to go ahead and click on submit order changes and you can see that it's currently saving. And once we go ahead and save, you'll get two things. So it'll say order saved. And then if you want to see your updated order, you can click on that hyperlink here and it'll bring you back to this main page where again, you can see those edits. It's reflected in the overall weight and price. And again, if you want to change anything with this order, you can go back into the edit order screen. So if we click on that again, it'll bring you back. And again, just for reference, this is something that we are working on updating. So it is the same experience because we want it to be the same user-friendly experience where you have those filter functions and the same search functionality as well. So just know that this will be changing most likely within the first 30 days of us post go live to be the same shopping experience. So I just wanted to point that out again for reference. So that is essentially how you would edit an existing order, that you have already placed within Heartland Hub. So now we're going to go ahead and move to entering service statistics and what that looks like within Heartland Hub. And prior to us going in and adding in that information, I'm just going to share a couple quick reminders related to service statistics. So like I mentioned earlier, service statistics are due 10 days past the reporting month. So for example, January statistics are due by February 10th. You want to go ahead and report every month, even if your program does not provide services. So for example, if you are a seasonal produce program and you only operate during the summer, you're still going to want to go in and enter zeros for the months that you are not in service, Additionally, like I mentioned, if you fail to report your service statistics by the 10th of the month, your program account will go on a hold. But as soon as you enter in that information, that hold will automatically be lifted and you will be able to shop for your account. Additionally, related to food rescue statistics, there are no changes related to food rescue statistics. You will continue to submit those on Meal Connect. So again, I just wanted to point that out for reference. Nothing is changing related to food rescue statistics. Now we can go ahead and navigate back to Heartland Hub here. And if we want to go ahead and enter service statistics for this specific program, we can simply leave that as is and go under program account here. And we can navigate down to service statistics. Now there's two options. You can either, if you want to go ahead and enter service statistics, you click on create. If you want to view your history of service statistics you have in the system, you would go ahead and click on the history tab. So we'll go ahead and click on create. And there's a couple of different things to note on this screen. There is some pertinent, helpful information hyperlinked for you at the top. So instructions for service statistics, a direct link for food rescue, getting you over to Meal Connect if you have any questions related to that. If you do have any questions related to your service statistics, you can click on this hyperlink and it will bring you into emailing orders@twoharvest.org. So that's, I wanted to point that out there as well. And all of the fields that you see with an asterisk in red, they are required fields. So if it isn't applicable to your program, or if you don't have that information to enter, if you didn't have any extra services for the month, for example, you would just click in and simply enter 0 in order to proceed forward. Another thing to note here, the last, what populates here in the field where it says your last submission was for, we can see that September 2022 is currently populated. That is the month and year for service statistics that you were either entering and or viewing and editing. So that's just a reference point for essentially what you viewed last. So for us, for today, we're going to go ahead and enter some test service statistics for October of 2022. So you want to click on service month from the drop down and then click on service year as well. And then it's broken into 3 categories of regular, extra, and first-time visitors. So here, similar to the shopping list, you can click into the text field and either type something in, or you can use the arrow functionality over here on the side. So we can just go ahead and enter in our test information for today. Now, if we didn't have any extra households for the month, we can just simply click 0 to enter in that information, enter first-time visitors, and then this comment section here. So this is for any notes that you may want to leave related to your monthly service statistics. So for example, if this was, a specific distribution for something and you wanted to just make a note of that, you could do so by making a note there. If you have any questions related to what you're submitting, please contact us directly. Don't leave those questions in the comment section here. It's easier if you just contact us directly for any questions. Now, in order to submit, I just want to scroll down and go ahead and click on submit here. Up here at the top, there will be a banner that flashes pretty briefly that says you've successfully submitted your service statistics. And then it'll automatically bring you into your history page. So here on this history page, you can edit or view any of your previously submitted service statistics that you've entered here in Heartland Hub. So for example, if we wanted to make any adjustments for our August service statistics, we can do so by clicking on the edit/view button. And you can edit your statistics for up to a 12-month period following the service month. So I wanted to point that out as well. So if we wanted to edit those, I click on edit. It'll bring me back to what I had previously entered for August of 2022. And as you can see here, since I was last viewing or entering my October statistics, that's the date that populates here under the last submission. So in order to edit, you would just click into that field and simply make those changes as you would like. And then again, I would scroll to the bottom and click submit. You're not able to submit 2 different forms for a specific month. If you need to make any edits, you would simply just edit what you had previously submitted. Now, for example, as we are in the system more and you continue to enter statistics, you will be able to always view those. And if it spills onto 2 pages, you simply just scroll over here and you're able to view that as well. So that is the history page. And once you are done entering your statistics or editing them, you can simply just navigate away from this page. So now we're going to go ahead and go through a test case of paying an invoice. So there's two different tabs here on the side related to invoicing. You have your invoicing and you also have your statements where your monthly statements would be. So we're going to go ahead and navigate to the invoice tab here. And again, I want to view invoices for the program I'm specifically working with today. If you wanted to view invoices for a different program, you would simply do so by clicking on the drop down menu and then selecting it. So here you can see you have the ability to see both open and paid in full invoices here. So if you would just click open, you would see that information over here. And actually, before we fully walk through this, I'm going to take us through a couple quick reminders related to paying invoices. So here up on the screen, so like I just showed, invoices are available under the invoice section on Heartland Hub. You can view, like I said, both paid and unpaid for your programs. Invoices will be posted on Heartland Hub the morning of your delivery and or pickup appointment. Invoices or monthly payments can be paid via accessing the direct payment link that we will walk you through shortly. And payment methods include either a credit card or linking a direct bank account, or you can continue to mail in a check if you would like to submit a check for payment as well. If you would like to access and pay invoices at an agency level, for example, so if you have numerous programs underneath you, for example, like a food shelf account, a backpack program, or a produce account, and you have a finance person who would want to pay invoices across all of those program accounts, please reach out to our customer service team and we could get your finance and or billing contact at your organization set up to view invoices at an agency level. Any outstanding invoices from Agency Express will appear in Heartland Hub for payment. So please note, if your program currently has any outstanding invoices, they will appear in Heartland Hub for payment. And then starting with this upcoming Monday, monthly statements will no longer be emailed out, but you will be able to access that information in Heartland Hub under the statement section. So instead of emailing them out, you will be able to access them in Heartland Hub. So this would be for March 2022 statements and beyond. They will be available for viewing and paying in Heartland Hub. So I will navigate us back over to invoices and we'll walk everyone through how to pay an invoice. So if I wanted to just pay one of these invoices today, I'm just going to go ahead and click on that specific invoice here. And it'll load us into that screen. There we go. Okay, so again, pertinent information related to that specific invoice does populate here. So you would see your agency number, the sales order number, total count for what you have on that order. And then in order to either print and or pay this invoice, you would want to go ahead and click on this button up here at the top right corner. And this will bring us into a PDF of the invoice once it opens for us. Okay, so here we see all of the information related to this specific invoice. So in order to, here you can either choose to print this for reference or record, or if you want to move forward with payment, you're going to want to scroll down and click on this button or this box here that says click to pay now. So this is a hyperlink to pay for this specific invoice. So once I go ahead and click on this here, it's just going to load us into the payment portal. Okay, so once you click on that, again, all of the same information will carry over into the payment portal for you. A couple different things to note. If you want to change the payment method, if you don't want to pay by credit card, you simply click on the drop-down menu and you can click on business bank account and or personal bank account for the banking information to then be linked here for you. So if we wanted to pay by credit card, I would just click that option enter in that information here as well as the billing information, and then go ahead and click submit for payment. And like I mentioned, you do still have the option if you want to mail in a check directly to us, you can do that. So let's go ahead and navigate us back to the invoice section. So now if you wanted to pay numerous invoices at once for your program and or access your monthly statements, you can go ahead and click on statements here. And a couple different things populate. So to generate a monthly statement, you're going to want to click on, like I did, just the statement section. To view, print, or pay, you want to enter the last day of the month you wish to view the statement date for here. So for example, if I wanted to view all of my March 2022 invoices, I would go ahead and enter it the 31st in here as a statement date. You don't need to enter a start date. That is an optional field below. Your statement will include all invoices and credits for the month selected, as well as any unpaid invoices from the prior months. If you only want to show open transactions, you can do so by clicking on the checkbox here for reference. And once I go ahead and enter in that statement date here, I can click on download as a PDF. And this will bring me similar to the invoice section. It'll bring me to a PDF copy that I can print and do a direct payment on. So once we get this loaded here, I can show you guys what that looks like as well. Okay, so here we can see both of my invoices that I currently have for this specific program are populating here. So this is on the monthly statement. It says statement up here at the top, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the click to pay now link. It's just loading for us. And here what you can do now, there's a couple different options. If you want to pay only one of these invoices, you can do so by simply clicking on the checkbox, and then that total would populate under the total payment section here. If you want to pay both, you can click on both options, and then you would see that the total payment would then calculate both of those invoice totals for reference. Again, you do have the option to either pay by credit card or linking a direct bank account, as well as mailing in a check for payment as well. And again, you would just enter in that credit card information and or bank account information, and then the billing information associated that as well. And then you would simply click on submit to pay that payment, excuse me, to pay that monthly invoice. Okay, so that is essentially how to pay both a invoice, a singular invoice, and also a monthly statement as well, and or numerous invoices. So now we have kind of concluded our test cases for training this afternoon. I do just want to quickly show a couple reminders about where we have our training materials as well. So we have them linked out on Agency Zone. We have a conversion timeline page for reference, where we have all of our previous communications that we have sent out. We have our previous recorded trainings that we've hosted. This will also be where we post our recorded training for today. We will post it here and on the training page as well. So the training page on Agency Zone has all of our Heartland Hub training videos and PDFs. So again, there are how-to guides as well. We will also be putting out how-to guides for paying an invoice and a monthly statement. We'll also be updating all of these to include the direct link to Heartland Hub once it goes live on Monday. And again, we have our training videos, our quick training videos on how to order and enter service statistics as well. So I did just want to quickly show both of those for reference before we jump into our questions here. And then lastly, let me bring us back to the PowerPoint. I did just want to share our contact information again for reference. So if, like I mentioned earlier, if you did not receive a user credential email yesterday from us and you need login information to Heartland Hub, please email us so we can go ahead and get you that user login information. We will be sending out a mass communication on Monday morning for when Heartland Hub goes live, as well as the direct link to Heartland Hub as well. So look for that on Monday morning. So now we can go ahead and jump into our Q&A section. So we have about 15 minutes or so left on our training session, but Allie and I are also happy to stick around after 12:15 to answer any additional questions as well. So Allie, I'll turn it over to you if we have any kind of common questions that were asked throughout our session, and then we can also open it up for questions as well.
Yeah, just a couple quick things that have popped up in the chat are that first, March statistics will be submitted in Heartland Hub. So as we're wrapping up that month here, those March stats will be placed in Heartland Hub rather than Agency Express. Then also, as a quick reminder, the actual link to Heartland Hub has not been sent out yet. It's going to go out the morning of Monday, April 4th. So this coming Monday already, it will be going out that morning for you all to click into and log in there.
Great, thanks, Allie. So yeah, now I would invite anyone, if you have any specific questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and or drop it in the chat and we can walk through that. If no one has any specific questions, like I said, Allie and I are happy to stay on. If you are, if you want, if you do have any questions, we are happy to answer them and stick around. But if you don't have any questions, this does conclude our training session for today. So if you want, please feel free to hop off. I do just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today. We really appreciate you taking the time to attend one of our training sessions to learn more about the new system. We're very excited about it. And like I mentioned, please continue to share feedback as we go live with the system. We want it to be a great user experience for everyone in each program. So please continue to share feedback with us as you are working within the new system. So with that, I will say thank you. And Allie and I will keep the meeting open for any questions. We will also be linking out the recorded training, like I mentioned, on Agency Zone, and the Heartland Hub link will be live on Monday, and we will send that out as well.
This is
Emily,
a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Stephanie. This is a question. I'm one of the main people in our organizations. Can I open up this training to the 3 people that help me with this organization? Okay, great.
Yes. So once we get it posted, it'll just be a recorded YouTube link that you can feel free to share with others in your organization. And you can also share the PDFs and or quick video tutorials as well. So yes, please feel free to share this training with others who will be logging on to Heartland Hub and ordering, paying invoices, and or submitting your statistics.
Okay, thank you.
Of course. Great question.
I saw that somebody else had asked also, as far as, I know we usually every month to month put down as far as our donations and where they came from. Is that going to be part of this program also?
For donations, are you specifically talking about food rescue and your collections?
Correct.
Yes. So for food rescue, you will continue to report that directly in Meal Connect. So you won't do any food rescue reporting directly in Heartland Hub. You will continue to report that directly in Meal Connect. There are no changes related to food rescue reporting and how you're currently doing that now.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah, great question.
Here, I'm just going to answer a couple questions here from the chat, since I think it'll be easier than typing them all out for you guys. But first, for delivery times are assigned for your program. The box to enter in the delivery time on Agency Express did not actually select your time. Each program has it assigned to them. And then it is in that slot each delivery. In those login information emails, we did send out that specific window for your programs as well. So you can take a peek there as well. And if you have any questions about that or need to change anything, give us a call or an email over at orders, and we can talk about that. And yes, the delivery days and times will be staying the same. No changes to that. And those will be in those emails as well. And yes, invoices will still be emailed out to the billing contacts for the programs. And I see somebody needs a link sent to somebody. If you did not get an email yesterday afternoon, evening around 4 o'clock with the login information, please send us an email over at Orders so we can get that contact a login to Heartland Hub so we can get everybody on there. And then Leah, do you want to grab this question? We have a question about how should we define extra service during a summer produce distribution?
Yeah, great question. I think what I will do is I'll follow up with you directly offline, and we can send over our kind of stats 101 and specifically walk you through that question. Does that work?
Yep, that sounds awesome. Thank you.
Great. And just to make sure I have it correct, so you're from the St. Peter Produce Program?
Correct.
Okay, I will make a note of that and look for a follow-up email this afternoon.
And could you also do that for Minneapolis Central Church of Christ? Because we just became partners with you ongoing. So I have never, even with that extra, we get stuff from Costco.
Okay.
We have never reported that.
Okay. Yeah, Betty, I can do that too. Can you just say your program name for me one more time?
It's MCCC Produce, and I think the other one you called MCC Food Distribution.
Okay, great. I will also send you a follow-up email as well, Betty, okay?
Thank you.
Of course. Do we have any other questions from anyone, either in the chat, Allie, or like I said, feel free to unmute yourselves and also ask any questions as well. We are here to support and help clarify anything.
Yeah, we just have one more person also wanting follow-up about that extra service. So I'll send that on over to you, Leah, to get that to them. And then we also have another new program who doesn't know what Meal Connect is for reporting food rescue. I will just say, if Meal Connect is relevant for your program, your food rescue specialist will walk through that whole process with you and explain how that all happens and how it works on there.
Great, thanks, Allie. Any other questions that folks have this afternoon related to Heartland Hub, either with ordering, statistics, invoicing, or monthly statements? Like I said, we are recording this and we'll be posting it on Agency Zone. So we'll have this as reference, and you can feel free to refer back to it and share it out with other members at your organization as well. And we are, Allie and I are happy to stick around. We still have about 10 more minutes of our scheduled time, but we will keep the meeting open beyond 12:15 as well. So feel free to continue to stay on or ask questions if you have them, or if you don't, this has kind of wrapped up our formal training. So again, thank you so much everyone for joining us. And like I said, we'll continue to hold the Zoom meeting open for any other questions that are coming up as well.
This is Mary. I just want to thank you for this very, very updated training session. And I can't wait to start using it starting Monday.
Oh, thanks,
so
Mary.
Thank you very much and have a great weekend.
Thank you. You too. Good. I'm glad it was helpful. We're also very excited for the system. And like I said, we'll post the recorded trainings for everyone too.
Okay, thank you very much.
Do folks have any other questions that are kind of coming up as you're thinking more about the new system? Like I said, we will continue to leave the Zoom meeting open for any other questions that are bubbling up. But if you don't have any other questions and and or you need to jump off, feel free to do so as we've concluded our kind of formal training.
This is Paul. I have a question. In the event that I am placing an order and have to step away from my computer to come back later, will that status remain? Would I be able to come back and finish placing that order?
Yeah, great question, Paul. So what'll happen is if you initiate an order, that means if you select your appointment date within the system, and even if you haven't added anything quite to your cart yet, and or if you have a couple things in there and need to step away, that will that unsubmitted order will save for you, and it will be under this section here. I'm getting it loaded on the screen here, your unsubmitted order section. So it'll be here for a 24-hour period or until the order deadline, whichever comes first. And after that 24-hour period or the order deadline, this unsubmitted order, what'll happen it'll automatically be deleted and returned to stock, but it will be here saved for you if you do need to step away from your computer and maybe return to it the next morning or later that afternoon.
Great, thank you.
Of course. Do we have any other questions from folks still on the line, or is there anything else kind of popping up in the chat, Allie? Well, like I mentioned, we will continue to just hold the Zoom meeting open for any additional questions that do bubble up here. So we'll just hang out, and if there are any other questions, please feel free to unmute yourself and or just put it in the chat, and we are happy to walk through any of those questions for anyone.
I'll just pop on a note for everybody, question that came up. If you have anybody else that should be added as a user to Heartland Hub, or anybody who should just be receiving emails from us, just send that person and their email over to us at orders@2harvest.org, and we can get them added.
Great, thanks, Allie. Any other questions bubbling up for folks still on the call with us this afternoon? Anything we can help clarify or walk through again for you? Like I said, just feel free to either unmute or ask your question in the chat, and we'll continue to just hold the Zoom meeting open. But if you want to jump off, feel free to do so as well. All right, if we don't have any additional questions, I think we will go ahead and wrap up our training session this afternoon. So I will do a final call for any questions, comments before I end our Zoom call, or Zoom training, excuse me, this afternoon. So any last questions from anyone still on the line that we can help answer or clarify? All right, well, like I mentioned, thank you so much everyone for joining us this afternoon for our training session on Heartland Hub. We will go ahead and get this recorded training posted on Agency Zone for reference. So thanks everyone, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and week. And please reach out to us if you have any questions. Bye-bye.